Taxation is a key tool for nation building. It is an indicator of a nation's financial health and industrial progress. However, unfair taxation demands can also lead to the collapse of industries. The online gaming industry in India today is facing a similar threat. Online gaming. An industry that is still in its nascent stage is often touted as one of the sunrise sectors of the country. With a CAGR of 28%, it has been growing rapidly, as has its contribution towards the digital Indian economy in terms of FDI, tax contribution and job creation. Further, this sector contributes to the growth of allied industries such as digital payments, cloud services, cybersecurity, data consumption, design and many more. In August 2023, the GST Council announced a change in the GST regime for the online gaming industry and announced that the online gaming companies will have to pay 28% GST on total deposits as against 18% GST on gross gaming revenue that the industry was previously paying. This change, implemented starting 1st October 2023, is expected to result in a 350 to 400% increment in tax burden on the industry. This change in the GST law led to some online gaming companies shutting down and laying off their employees, while others took a huge hit on their operational costs, as a result impacting the business viability. And yet, the industry accepted the change and is working to rebuild the foundation in the new normal. As per a recent report by EY, as a result of this tax change, the industry is expected to contribute over 75,000 crore rupees as GST to the government between FY24 and FY28. However, the potential gains due to the decision of the GST Council are at the risk of completely being wiped off. Post the amendments to the GST laws, the DGGI has issued notices worth 1.12 lakh crore rupees to 71 legitimate Indian online gaming companies. This tax demand is 7 times the platform's revenue. In an industry where more than 99% of the companies are startups in the growth phase and dependent on VC funding, these demands definitely can't be met. This retrospective tax demand, when the GST Council was aware of the methodology adopted by the online gaming platforms, has put the future of this sunrise sector in jeopardy. The tax demands, if pursued, would lead to the shutdown of all the Indian online gaming companies. It is important to note that the online gaming industry had been paying 18% tax on GGR, aligned with the erstwhile service tax regime. The GST Council had set up a special group of ministers to review this, post which the Council had finalized a new GST regime for the industry. The astronomical tax demands based on differences in the interpretation of the law will be a definite death blow for the industry that is already reeling from the fallout of high taxation. With the legitimate industry wiped off, illegal and offshore platforms will thrive, posing a serious threat to user safety. According to a recent report by the Think Change Forum, the offshore betting market receives an estimated 8,20,000 crore rupees, that is $100 billion per annum in deposits from India, and has been clocking growth of 20% per annum in the last 3 years, post the pandemic. India is losing a GST collection of 2,29,600 crore rupees per annum. In addition is TDS on player earnings, which are estimated to be 90% of post-GST deposits. This works out to another 1,59,408 crore rupees in taxes, making the total tax loss stand at 3,89,008 crore rupees. This does not include tax loss from corporate taxes and taxes on foreign entities. According to a reply in the Parliament, none of the offshore entities have registered under the amended GST laws to pay GST. That is, they are still evading GST, and enforceability on such offshore platforms is difficult, given that the regulatory body for online gaming under IT rules is not in place. The unfair retrospective taxation demands will eventually lead to the death of this legitimate industry. Illegal entities will further proliferate and defeat the government's vision of safe, trusted, and accountable online gaming, while also leading to huge tax losses for the exchequer. the government and the GST Council must find a reasonable solution that balances the interests of the legitimate industry and user safety. The industry has taken several steps to make sure users are safeguarded. Perhaps a consultative approach can be adopted. Further, an intervention from the government and the GST Council on the retrospective demands will provide a fillip to the investor confidence and ease of doing business for the startups and support in realizing the vision of a $1 trillion digital economy.